Yes, guys, good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are watching this. This is a brand new show, guys. This is the top 5 show making its debut today. It's going to be every single Tuesday going forward. From next week, it'll be from its normal time at 8 p.m. So 8 p.m. every single Tuesday will be the top 5 show, where we're going to debate 5 different things in Liverpool Football Club. Today's topics are going to be Arne Slot, Luis Diaz, Darwin Nunez, Virgil van Dijk, and I've forgotten one. I can't remember. I think that and Konate. They're the ones we're going to be talking about today. Can't remember what I'm bloody doing now. So we're going to be debating them guys today. They're the 5 subjects today. We're going to talk about them 5 subjects, them 5 subjects only. And then as the weeks go on, guys, I would love to get you guys. I will be putting polls in the community tab as the weeks go on, asking you guys what things you'd like us to talk about and debate about in the top 5 shows. So make sure you're hitting the like, make sure you're hitting the subscribe and all the good stuff. K-Mac, how you doing, man?
I'm good, mate. Just got my car back. Got the exhaust fixed, and the part cost a lot less than they quoted me, which is happy days.
Oh, there's nothing better.
I didn't get ripped off by a garage, which is mad.
That's unheard of.
It's unheard of, I know.
Yeah, there's nothing better than that. Nothing better than that. It's a great way to start your bank holiday.
Saving 60 quid.
Yes, so everyone's had a good bank holiday. If you are in England, of course, or Great Britain, or wherever it is, you're celebrating a good bank holiday. It looks like we've had actually nice weather, especially if you're down south at the moment. The weather's actually been decent. It looks like it's going to be hot for the week as well. It's like spring has finally risen. It's only May, and I've just realised it's meant to be warm now. So, yeah, it's all good. I'm in a good mood. K-Mac's in a bloody good mood.
We're having our summer early.
His car was cheaper. His car was cheaper in first fault, so he's in a great mood. I'm drinking Lucasade Original. I forgot how nice stuff
is. Drinking out of my Salah mug.
A Salah mug right there.
The merch.
Exactly, the merch. Big up, Sammy says. Love you, Jamie, and came out from Melbourne, Australia. Big up, Sammy.
Big up.
Much love to you, man. Much love to you. Big up Urim in the chat. Big up Daz. Big up Mac. Big up Man Up Jav. Hope you're all doing well, Bruno. Yeah, it was 19 today. That's pretty much.
My wife's sister lives in Melbourne.
Your sister lives in Melbourne?
Yeah.
Sweet.
There you go.
Where's Melbourne? Is it Western Australia?
Australia.
Is it Western? Is it Western?
I think it is, yeah.
So, guys, 5 topics, top 5 show. So we're going to be talking about, Arne Slot. What we're going to talk about first is Virgil van Dijk. Now, obviously, he's got a contract ready to be renewed. By quotes that are going online at the moment, K-Mac, he's basically saying, like, I'm happy at the football club. I don't want to leave the football club. I'm excited about the future. And I don't really want to go anywhere. Now, at the moment, these are just words, obviously. Apparently, they're waiting for the new manager to get all done, and then everything's going to be done after that. But what do you think the future of Virgil van Dijk is like? Do you reckon it's all words? Is he going to stay? Would he be thinking about his future? What are we thinking about Virgil van Dijk?
Virgil van Dijk's a really interesting one because you've got links to the assistant manager of Slot who's coming over with him, and the fact that he knows Virgil van Dijk. But you've also got the fact that Virgil van Dijk has only ever played under Klopp, and is he willing to go again? Maybe change things. Like, at the end of the day, he's only been a captain for a year, but for me, he's been our captain for a couple of years, really. For me, it's an interesting one. You would think it'd just be quite easy to get him done and dusted, but it's not happened yet. And when things don't happen, then content creators have lots of stuff to talk about.
Yeah, I mean that's
and it still hasn't happened. You would have thought that one could be really easily done. But I don't know. Like, I mean, the fact that we're now linked with we're linked with 2 defenders, a left-sided and a right-sided. Does make you go, but I think Virgil will be fine. I want him to stay.
Yeah.
New manager. Like, I think the continuity will help. Being Dutch as well. I think it will help us. I don't want to be seeing our best players leave.
No,
Like,
no. Like,
Trent, Salah. I don't really want to see our best players leave.
And that's the thing. When I look at Virgil at the moment, I'm thinking like, I think Virgil, Salah, and Trent all stay next season. I've been saying that for a while now. I just don't know if they're staying after that season. That's the only thing I'm concerned about personally. But as you say, with Virgil, I believe the final assistant manager is the assistant coach for the Netherlands international side, like you were saying. So Virgil will have some knowledge, maybe, of what him and Slot are like, and probably inside knowledge there. Same with like people like Gravenberch and Gakpo. But I just feel like Virgil, it's an important one for us as a club, because look, he for me has been the most important signing, especially in the Jurgen Klopp era, in my opinion. We've seen Liverpool without Virgil, and it's not the same. Even with Alisson in goal, without Virgil, it's still not the same. And we've seen Liverpool without Alisson, with Virgil still in there and competing and winning things. So I do think Virgil is the most important key to our success, and it always has been the way he is as a centre-back. You look at he has multiple different centre-back partners on the weekly. He rarely has the same centre-back partnership like a lot of teams do, and he's still quality. And that says a lot about his game. The way we play, it's not going to be a lot of difference between the way Slot plays and the way Klopp plays either. They've got quite a similar brand. So I just feel like Virgil is important to, helping Liverpool get set for the next few years. Doesn't mean he has to be part of the next few years, but I think he's very important as that piece in the jigsaw came out of starting the next few years under a different regime that we have not been used to, because obviously been in the Klopp years. What do you think?
I totally agree. You also have to look at it as well, like Virgil also had a year off as well, to a certain extent. I know he was obviously injured, but that's a year of not playing football as well. So you can kind of add that onto his legs, like under the new manager, and he certainly won't be having to do as much work as he's done under Klopp, because Slot doesn't play like that. He doesn't play the high line either, which is, thank goodness. I just feel you're absolutely spot on. Like, we went on a trajectory of competing and winning trophies like that as soon as Virgil landed at the club, and that wasn't a coincidence. Like, our winning record with him in the team is just phenomenal, and he had this crazy record of like not being beaten in a dribble. No one's like ran past him in like 2 years at one stage, and we hadn't been beaten at home in like 2 years, and Virgil van Dijk had never been beaten at one stage for a ridiculous amount of time. And that's not a coincidence, because when he's in the team, we just look a completely different outfit at the back. Yeah, and long may it continue. Like, I feel like he's the type of guy that could go on to like 35, 36 as a centre back. I just do.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think Virgil is just extremely important for whatever Liverpool want to do going forward in a new regime and a new future under the club. He's got to be part of it to see the first part of that process through, in my opinion. Is that important? Obviously, he's not signed his new deal yet, and neither was Trent and neither was Salah. But that don't look like a coincidence at the moment. It looks like, and for what Virgil sort of said, he'd have obviously more knowledge than all of us speaking to the club. It looks like, by what he said, they're waiting for a new manager to waiting for the new manager to come in, get that done first, and then they go sort out the player's contract. So, from Virgil's point of view, he's not rushing. From the club's point of view, they're not rushing. So, do you think there's more going on behind the scenes right now at the club than we actually know? Because the players don't seem to be, you're not hearing things. Virgil, Trent, and Salah are not really like, why haven't you done this contract yet? I've got a year left. Do you not want me? There's no sort of like bitching in the media or anything like that. And it's quite calm. So do you think the club have told them, look, we want to keep you. Don't worry about it. We just want this manager stuff sorted. Then we'll go sort you guys. You think that's how it's going behind the scenes?
I don't particularly know because we haven't really got the director of football in yet. Like, he's still under contract till June, isn't he?
Oh yeah, but I think Mike
that.
Graham and all that would have been.
Yeah,
I know. Mike Gordon. That, but
yeah, Mike Gordon. I know that, but I don't particularly know because the Salah situation kind of dragged on for a while, didn't it? And it came to what was it, like 7 months left on his contract, and we finally got it re-signed. I don't think there's a particular rush for certain individuals, because the stalwarts and they're always going to get kind of renewed in good time. The Trent one's the one which I think needs to get done and dusted like sooner rather than later, because he's a real asset. But I think as soon as the manager gets announced and stuff like that, then we'll start seeing the pictures of them signing contracts.
No,
Salah did his while he was on holiday.
He
announced it while he was on holiday in his shorts.
The club are never really. It never seems like the club are in a rush to do these things, or are desperate to do it, or look desperate to do them, or rushing to do anything. Are they? They look. It looks quite settled behind the scenes. I do feel like if a player's going to get a new deal, he will get that new deal. So we're looking at it now like, oh, he's only got a year left. We're coming to the end of the season. What we're doing?
Yeah, we're all panicking. Yeah,
but it looks like. But I think the club will go. They're going to get the deal. Don't worry about it. It's all chilled. But for us watching on, we're like, nah, because obviously that people have left in the past. But I don't believe the club wanted to give Ox a new deal. I don't think the club wanted to give Navigator a new deal. Or things like that, because it would have been sorted. And they're just like, if it runs out, it runs out. But you look at Gini Wijnaldum. They were like, this is the deal we want to give you, Gini. And Gini said no. The club were like, fine, see you later. It don't move them like that, and with contracts. And so I know the fans are panicking and we're panicking, but hearing from Virgil yesterday, basically saying, look, everything's calm at the moment, everything's sweet. I'm looking forward to. I want to stay at the club after Klopp, which I'm really appreciating saying, to be fair, because I know a lot of people were, a little worried that
Klopp would said that.
Yeah, Klopp would, like, if Klopp left, Virgil would leave with him because they're so close. They've got a great relationship. But what I think people forget is that Virgil's also got a great relationship with Liverpool Football Club and the people of Liverpool at the same time. So, and that's where he wants to play and where he wants to stay. And I think you and me mentioned this before. It's like, where would Virgil in his career at this moment in time actually go?
There's not many clubs we
unless he's going somewhere like a Real Madrid or somewhere. For me, everything else is as a Liverpool fan, for me, everything else is a bit of a step down, in your career. Yeah. He's going to play. It's not like he's not going to play. When players get to that certain age, they don't know if they're going to play much anymore. Because he's at 33 now. You think, am I going to be a first team or going to play much? Virgil, no matter who's in charge, Virgil's playing every week.
Yeah, 100%.
Playing time's not going to be a worry.
The best defender in the world, mate. He's the best defender in the planet.
Exactly.
The interesting thing as well that I see people like talking about, like, if Saudi came knocking and stuff like that. I honestly feel that there's probably 3 players at Liverpool that Edwards would actually say to them, look, you can run down your contract. Like, you can run down your contract and leave if you want to leave, but we want to get another year out of you. And I do feel that Virgil, Salah, and Ali are the ones which, if they wanted to run their contracts down, I do feel Edwards would go, that's fine. Like, you've given us everything. Like we don't need to cash in on you. Like, if you want to leave in your own time, then you're fine to do so. And that's probably why Salah, the rumours of Salah signing a new contract haven't come up yet, is because if he wants to run his contract down, I wouldn't be surprised if Edwards let him do that. And I know we sit here and go, Edwards always wants to get money for players and blah, blah, blah. But I think those three guys have done so much for the club that if they wanted to leave on a free, I think we probably would let them do it because of what they've given us. But we'll probably get them all for like another year or two on their contracts.
Yeah, I agree.
Hopefully Trent for 5.
Stephen Forrest says you're too arrogant, Jamie. Liverpool under Klopp was a big team, might not be anymore under Slot. Liverpool always a big team. Don't matter who manages them.
Yeah, we were a big team under Brendan Rodgers.
It's still Liverpool Football Club, man. It's still Liverpool Football Club.
Liverpool,
I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying, like the Klopp factor. I get it, but no, I think teams don't always go for the manager. You know, they go for the club. You know, I think this thing about managers having pull is not real. Like Solskjaer got Ronaldo. I mean, it's not. It's not the manager pull. It's the club. You know, the manager helps, but you know, I'm sure.
Sorry,
Solskjaer ball players.
Jushi's just put a really funny comment in there. Sorry.
What? Who said that?
Gushied up.
What's he say?
Edwards wouldn't let his nan go on a free. Edwards wouldn't let his nan go on a free.
Oh, Edwards wouldn't let his gran go on a free. The thing with Edwards, it's not just getting money for a player; it's what he can save with that player. You know, so if a player's on massive contract and he don't think he can sell them, just let their contract run out. And then he'll use the money.
Or the renewal, he doesn't want to double the wages. Like, just let it run out. Like,
I think there might be some big contracts this season. I think Virgil will get an extension onto his deal, and I think he'll get a pay rise. Trent will definitely. I think Trent will be the. I think Salah, Trent, and Virgil will be the 3 highest paid players in our football club by the time we kick off the new season. I think Salah will still. I think Salah will probably be pretty much on the same money he's on now. I think they just add on a year onto his deal. With Virgil, I think they get a pay bump and maybe a couple years onto his year left.
200.
Yeah, I think Virgil. I can see Virgil at 220, maybe 250, and they give him another 2 years, so that's 3 years left. Takes him to 36. Sounds right to me. And then with Trent, I think I see Trent around the 250 mark quite easily. I think you get Trent to the 250 mark, and you get them 3 signed up. You know, got a potential of having a good season next year with a new guy in. But yeah, Virgil, it's all important that he stays for me, and I want him to stay just for seeing in the new Liverpool. Basically, he's that important to us, no doubt about it. Right, let's talk about.
Someone just wrote a good comment as well, by the way. I think it was Mac. Yeah, Mac LFC. We're saving like 300. It's actually more than 300. It's actually more than 320k because we're getting rid of Adrian as well, who's on 70k. So we're saving nearly 400 grand a week.
You're almost saving 400 grand a week.
Yeah, it's nearly 400 grand a week. Like, so,
which is
so that does cover the pay rises.
Millions and millions a year.
Gazillions. And also Klopp, by the way, Klopp's on 350 grand a week.
Million, yeah, he's on massive wages. So
he was on 18.5 million in the end.
He's on big
with
wages.
Bonuses.
And obviously deserved.
Yeah, I
But,
mean, 18.5
yeah,
million.
and Slot, look, we
Jesus,
can all
mate.
tell you right now, Slot is not coming on that. So
I think he's on 8.5.
yeah, I think Slot would be on probably 8.5 a year. Yeah, I reckon Slot would be on 8.5 a year. But yeah, with Thiago, with that money from Thiago, Matip, and Adrian, you can just put that cash on them 3 players on extending their contracts quite easily. You can just take the Thiago money alone and
probably do
split
Trent and Virgil Salah.
and just split that between the 3. Do you know what I mean? It's what we did with Salah when Mane left. We just used Mane's wage and put it on top of Salah's. That's what we did, and I think
that could be the reason why we haven't given them new contracts yet.
Yeah,
because they haven't left yet.
Exactly. I think it'll get done. If you don't accept big bucks for us, VVD, Trent, then jog on. Yeah, I mean,
I certainly don't want Virgil jogging anywhere.
Yeah, I don't think Virgil will be in demanding 300k a week and stuff like that, because he could have done that a long time ago, guys. He really could have. You know, he signed his last contract. You know, he could have gone, you know, way above that. So yeah, I think you can see Trent signing on for about 250, because I think Trent's on 200 grand a week at the moment, I believe. So
aren't they doing wage caps as well in the Premier League? Hasn't that been voted in?
I don't know if
so how
the
much
wage
is
cap
that
thing will happen. I can't remember what the percentage is, but the problem with wage caps, yeah, if you got 30% of your money left over, right, and you can't spend it, where's it going to go?
You just lose it. Yeah.
Just go either lose it, or it's just going to go in your owner's pockets. So
we certainly don't want. We certainly don't want that happening with ours.
For me,
there'll be chaos.
Yeah, wage caps.
Everyone will be FSG again.
Yeah, that's why I pretty much don't want wage caps, because where does the leftover money go? Do you know what I mean? Where does it go? And then does wage caps work in Europe? It's all got to equal out at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But look, that's the Virgil stuff up. Pretty much expect Virgil to stay at the football club. Another player I don't know about his future, Ibrahima Konate. This should be an interesting talk here, because this might get people chatting, because the Virgil stuff's a quite easy thing to do. But I think this one people might debate about this in the chat as well. So guys in the chat, I want you debating as well what you think. You know, give us questions that we can answer and things like that in the chat. But Ibrahima Konate, now, we've spoken about Konate before. His injuries, he's had quite a few injuries since he's been at Liverpool, muscle related. He seems to struggle when Trent plays an inverted way. We know, you know, looking at Arne Slot's way of playing, I don't think it's going to benefit Konate as a centre back for Liverpool, like it didn't. But like Arne Slot likes to play a high line, the same as Klopp. I don't know if it's as high as Klopp's, but he likes to play a high line because he likes to play forward first football. He likes, you know, like everyone now, you know, all the big teams play high lines, really. They do. Everyone. It's just how you defend off the ball. It's what Liverpool's problem is. In attacking, and that bit's good. We just got no structure at defending. So Konate's struggled for me in a Klopp system since he's been at Liverpool. You know, he's been in and out of the team with injuries as well. And then when he's fit, he's not always picked as first choice. He struggles with Trent inverting. You got Kwanzaa coming through now, looks really good. He hasn't got the physical attributes of a Konate, you know, that strength and pace and power. But for me, he's got better defensive IQ. Now, I don't know what we're going to do with Konate. I think, as I said earlier the other day, Konate has too many moments for me, weak moments in games. I don't like him on the ball. I don't think he's that good on the ball. I don't think he brings the ball out that well. We know Arne Slot likes defenders to bring the ball out from the back. You know, I just don't know what you do with Konate. Do you keep him? if you got a good offer, would you let him go? Is he going to be one of the surprise sells this summer? You know, we're on about wanting 2 centre backs. I just don't know. I don't really trust Konate. I'm just going to say it right now. I really don't, K-Man. What's your feelings on Konate?
So the biggest thing for me is we've had Konate for three seasons now. He's only played 50 games for Liverpool in the Premier League, and I don't care about the other cups. Okay, I always bring all my stats up on the Premier League because that's the real one that matters. If I'm honest, I mean, he's only had 22 appearances this year, 18 last year, and 11 the year before. Like, this guy costs 40 million. Like, he's supposed to be the partner for Virgil van Dijk. Like, he was signed to be the partner for Virgil van Dijk eventually, and for 2 years now, he should have overtaken Matip, because Matip has had a wobble last year. We've got to admit it. Like, Matip got injured a lot last year, and he also had a wobble. Yeah, but he carried on playing. Like, he came back in the team and he carried on playing and he kept his position. And he only had 18 appearances last year. Konate, this year, he should have had free reign. Like, he should have been the partner for Virgil this year. He should have. And then Matip got injured, and Quansah's come in and took the role off him basically, like, and popped him further down the pecking order. If you've got a 21-year-old kid who basically had all his experience playing for Bristol Rovers in the second division under Joey Barton, by the way, who can then come into a Liverpool team and strike up a relationship with Virgil that pushes you as the main guy out of the picture, and also Gomez, by the way, I have real questions about that. I really do. And he has brilliant games, no doubt. Like, he has games where he never loses a ball in the air. He looks incredible. But then he does something daft, like loses the ball in the box or goes for a tackle which isn't winnable. And you're like, all of that hard work that you've done has kind of gone out the window because you're not consistent. And that's all we want. We just want consistency next to Virgil, because he can't do it all on his own. But for me, the guy that looks more consistent with the inverted is Quansah. And that's why Gomez hasn't done it, and that's why Konate hasn't done it as much. Under Slot, he wants defenders that can play the ball, that can bring the ball out of defence, that can be like Virgil, can be like Matip, can be like Quansah. I don't see Konate being that guy. He's got to change the way he plays football. I mean, can you reinvent that? Can you learn new things? You know, at an age, and also a guy that doesn't stay fit all the time. I don't know. I would say I'm on the fence 50-50 whether he stays or goes. But PSG would buy him off us, guarantee.
Yeah, it's. Do you know what? With Konate, it's an awkward one because when he plays well, he's very good.
He looks incredible. Like,
Yeah,
he looks like the second best defender in the Premier League when he plays well,
when he
behind
plays
Virgil.
well. But the problem is we don't see enough of that from Ibu. You know that. You know, I think there was a period. I think it might have been earlier in the season when Ibu was in the team and he was playing really well, and then he got another injury, and when he came back, he dropped off quite a bit. You know, and that's been my issue with Konate the most. It's the constant injuries, and I think Konate gets a lot of muscle injuries because he needs to cover a lot of ground because of the way we play. You know, the high line, expressive nature that we play. You know, and Trent inverting and so forth. And I don't think that suits Konate's defensive game. It suits Virgil's because Virgil wants to play the high line. You know, if you talk about if you've listened to Virgil before about the high line, he likes it. That's what he wants to play. You know, if you watch him during games, Virgil's the one who tells everyone to move up. He's the one who's moving. He's always like this. He's always getting everyone to move up in the line. Virgil likes it, and Virgil can play it. There's no problem there with Virgil, but Ibu struggles, in my opinion, at times, and I feel like Ibu looks better when we play against like low block teams because there's not much pressure on him, and he can bring the ball out a bit more in space and stuff like that. But I just feel like with Slot coming in, the way Slot plays is not a lot different to the way, a Klopp or a Pep Guardiola play in a way. It's a bit of a mixture of the both, and he'll still play a high line. He might have a bit more, I think the midfielders react differently to the way we play with our midfielders. So they might be a bit more defensive nous there. But, Trent's going to play right back no matter what. I mean, he's going to play, and I just feel like Konate I don't know what it is. I always feel Ibu feels like he needs to cover Trent and needs to come across into them wide areas, and he never looks comfortable in them wide areas. No defender does, but he does it a lot. And he still ball watches today. Now Kwanzaa ball watches as well, so they do both ball watch a bit. But Konate still does it today. I think Konate, I've always said, just relies on his physical prowess too much, of his pace and his power. But that can only take you so far. As I said, it's a weird one, and it came back with him because, as you said, when he plays well, he looks fantastic, and these conversations look silly. But if we're all being serious, how many times in a row does Konate play well and then gets injured?
Yeah. No,
And
that's what I was going back to, the fact that he's only played 50 games in the Premier League in 3 years. Look, the thing about it as well, I think Konate is a terrific player. He could be an immense talent. Like, seriously, he's only 24 as well. I get that. But under Jurgen still plays Virgil all the time. Okay, he still plays Virgil in every single game. If Konate's that good, then Jurgen should be able to rest Virgil and play Konate there and Kwanzaa next to him. But he hasn't. He's just played Virgil constantly. And he doesn't trust Konate as the main centre-back. And we've all got to be realistic here. Like, Virgil's not going to play all the time. He's not going to be around forever. Like, we need to have an understudy for Virgil. And we need to have a guy that we can trust to be our main centre-back. And I don't trust him to be our main centre-back, unfortunately. Just like I don't trust Gomez. And what I get from him as well, sometimes I don't think he's a Liverpool player. I don't think he's a Liverpool defender. Like, I get the feeling he's not the typical Liverpool defender that we've gone for. He feels like an old style one, like a Skrtel or a Lovren or a Sacco, just brawn and brute force, and hasn't got the other things that you need, like Matip's got, like Virgil's got, like Kwanzaa's got, like, where you can hold on to the ball, you can, calm things down, play a good pass, play a diagonal, be able to bring the ball out. Like, have you ever seen Konate do like a Cruyff turn or a diagonal?
No, he's not.
That's not his game at all.
No, he's just a defender. Konate's just an out-and-out defender. He's a bully of a defender. But the way we play,
I don't think we need them. I don't think we need that if you're playing a high line.
No, and the way we play, I don't think it suits Konate. I don't think a high line as a centre-back playing this high line suits him at all. That's why he looks better for France, in my opinion, because he's in a more comfortable situation, because they're not playing like he would do.
Konate would be insane playing for Arsenal, by the way.
Yeah, because he's an out-and-out defender.
Yeah,
but
he'd be insane playing for Arsenal.
It gets into situations where he don't look comfortable a lot of the time, and we're not look, as you say, his stats for Liverpool. So Premier League only, in his first season, he only played 11 games. In his second season, he played 18 Premier League games, and this season he's played 22 Premier League games. I mean, it's just, is that good enough? Is that, and that's not all injuries either. Do you know what I mean? That's not all injuries. That's being dropped and not being started. It's.
He's also got a red card every season in him, by the way.
Yeah, I mean,
that's another thing.
Jarrell
And that's
Quansah
2 games. It's normally 2 games.
Quansah has played 15 Premier League games this season. Quansah's played 15 Premier League games, and Konate has played 22. And not all of that has been because he's injured. I
think Quansah's played 29 games in total, which is a lot in your first season. It's a lot.
Yeah, he's played 32 games. Quansah's played 32 games, scored 1 and assisted 3.
That's a lot in your first season.
He's played 32 games, Quansah, this season.
I get it. People are writing like he has to do 2 roles. So does Quansah. And this is Quansah's first season.
Yeah, and this is the problem, guys. Anyone who plays in that centre-back position where Konate plays does the same job. This is what we're trying to say. It don't disappear. When Quansah plays there instead of Konate on the right side of the centre-backs, Trent plays. It's still the same job. Quansah, Trent, Matip, Gomez. When it was Matip and Virgil van Dijk, we had no issues. Matip's a far better defender.
If you remember correctly, Matip got injured because he went that far wide that he slipped on the turf on the outside of the pitch. Do you remember that? That's how he did his knee, because he was covering the right-hand side.
Yeah, and this is the thing with Konate. It doesn't suit his game, guys. This is what we're saying. We're not actually dismissing the player. Now, this might change under Arne Slot, right? So we've got to remember this. Under Arne Slot, this might change. And if it changes and Konate looks better in an Arne Slot system, then it's all fine. But what I'm trying to say is the systems ain't much different. That's why we're going for Arne Slot, because of the way he plays. It's not a lot different to the way Klopp and Pep Guardiola play. At this moment in time, if Klopp was staying at Liverpool, let's do it this way. If Klopp was staying at Liverpool for the next few years, I'd be worried about Konate going forward, because we know what way Klopp's going to play. It's the way he plays. And I'd be worried about Konate going forward because he just don't suit a high line. He really don't. He's come out of the ball quite a few times looking okay when he goes into midfield. He knocks people over and stuff like that. But would you say he looks as good as Quansah when he goes into midfield? I wouldn't say he does.
No.
I think Quansah looks better with the ball at his feet. He looks like he's got the ball under better control than Konate did. I'm just a bit worried about. I just worry about Ibu. I really do. I really do. Gangan Deep says, I think Ibu's first seasons was exceptional. Barely made any bozo moments in the last couple of seasons. It's crept in. Man and match in Champions League final. Pocketed Vinny Jr. Yeah, but we still lost the game.
Still lost.
I mean, in his first season, he barely played any Premier League games, Gangan Deep.
11.
He only played 11 Premier League games in his first season. He played most of his games in Europe. Let me have a look. Yeah, he played 8 Europe Champions League games and 2 goals. Yeah, and he only played 11 Premier League games in that whole season. So the majority of his games in that small space of time really came in Champions League. Barely played Premier League football. And people saying he's 22. Quansah's played 32 games, guys. Let's forget about age. Quansah's played 32 games in his debut season as an academy player.
Yeah.
Yeah, Konate was 22 when we first bought him, and he played 11 Premier League games and 8 Champions League games. Quansah's played 32 games this season as an academy player. So age ain't... I don't get the age thing. I really don't. get the age. Age don't matter. If you're good enough, it don't matter how old you are. Barcelona went, "Oh, Messi, you're only 19, you can't play yet." No, like, if you're good enough, you can play. I
could have sworn Konate got sent off last year and the year before. Maybe I was wrong. So I was just looking. Could have sworn he had.
I just don't get what the age thing is about. In fact, I would say Konate was better when he was 22 than he is when he's 24. If we go with that, I worry about. Ibu got sent off against Arsenal. That's it.
No, I mean last year. I could have sworn he got sent off last year.
I just worry about Ibu in the way we play. That's all I get worried about. Now, if we play a little bit more cautiously, defensively under Slot next season than we do in our erratic style right now, then I would say, yeah, keep Konate, it'd be fine. It'd be absolutely fine. The only defender we talk about that don't look as good when Trent plays right back is Konate. We all say it. So we're trying to make excuses for Konate a lot. But when Trent plays right back, we all say the defender that looks like he does too much and looks the weakest is Konate. We don't really say it for Matip. We don't really say it for Kwanzaa. But we say it a lot for Konate. It's just not me and K-Max saying that. A lot of people say that. People in the chat have been saying it today.
The biggest worry for me is obviously the inverted thing's probably going to end. It has to. Like I've already covered how bad it's been with that. So the inverted is going to end on the right hand side. So you're going to have a more natural defender that doesn't have to do so much work on the right hand side. But the thing is, Slot plays defenders that can carry the ball, and that's his deficiency. Like that's something that he doesn't do. Like you don't see him do it that often. Whether he can win tackles, whether he can play the high line is irrelevant. If he can't bring the ball out the back and play a pass into midfield consistently or diagonals, then he's not going to fit a Slot system. So he's going to end up being the third choice anyway, because we know Kwanzaa can do that already. We've seen him do that quite a lot now in short space of time. And if we are being linked with Gertruda, which we are, like 100%, we're getting linked with Gertruda, then that's a guy that could do that. So there's your three defenders straight away. And the fact that, what's his name, the Dutch kid we've got, Van der Berg, like he's actually played under Slot. So Slot knows him. So he's going to get a run of games as well. He's going to get a pre-season, and he can bring the ball out because he's been doing that for Mainz really well. And it's an interesting situation, like what kind of defenders he wants. And looking at his typical defenders, he's not going to. The Konate type of defender doesn't fit that system. It's interesting.
I
just one out.
Look, and with the Kwanzaa stuff as well, I'm not saying Kwanzaa would be my first choice next season either, guys. I'm just saying, like, what I'm trying to say is, I think everyone's getting a bit wrong, is that should Ibu Konate be the whole thing of this, guys, is should Ibu Konate be losing his spot to Gerald Kwanzaa this season? This is what I'm trying to say.
No, never in a million years.
That should never Kwanzaa, who played for Bristol Rovers, I believe, last year in a relegation battle, be now playing instead of Ibu Konate, who's a French international? That's what I'm trying to say to you guys. So if the answer is no, that shouldn't be happening, then there's an issue with Konate. Do you see what I'm saying, guys? If there was no issue with Konate and he was fine when he's fit, then Kwanzaa wouldn't get in front of him. He just wouldn't. He's an academy player who was on loan last year with Joey Barton. That's what I'm trying to say. it's got to do. Ibu shouldn't be losing his spot to Kwanzaa. Virgil's not losing his spot to Kwanzaa. It's Konate. And for me, that shouldn't be happening. When Konate's fit, he should be coming back in the team. And it should be Konate and Virgil every week without fail. Shouldn't be rotated. That should have been Liverpool's centre-back partnership all season if fit. But when he gets injured and he comes back, he comes in and then Klopp don't like it and he puts Kwanzaa in. Kwanzaa's played the last couple. There's obviously an issue there. And it's not always to do with fitness as either. Do you know what I'm saying? It's not also to do with fitness. It's I just think people, and if Kwanzaa, like Sleepy Forest says here, it's no issue with Konate. Kwanzaa's just an amazing talent. That's all cool and that's brilliant. And Kwanzaa is an amazing talent, yeah. But what I'm trying to say, and people still not getting, is that he was on loan last year in the academy. He's an academy player who really shouldn't be playing 32 games in his debut Premier League season for Liverpool Football Club. He's played more games than Konate this season, even when Konate is fit. Konate is a French international that everyone bigs up. You know, most Liverpool fans really big Konate up. So when he's fit, amazing talent or not, shouldn't it still be Konate and Van Dijk as the top two in centre-backs in our team? That's how everyone was feeling last season and beginning of this season. And that's what I'm trying to say. It's not the issue that they're both shit or anything like that. They're both good. But, and if that's the thing, if we're all saying now, Kwanzaa's better than Konate, then what do you do with Konate? So if we're all saying Kwanzaa should be the first choice with Virgil, and they're the two, then what do you do with Konate? Because does Konate seem like a player who wants to hang around if he's not first choice? I don't know. I don't know his mentality, but what do you do then? What do you do then? I just...
And we're linked with more centre-backs.
and we're linked with centre-backs as well, you know. I think we're linked with... I think they want to look for a Virgil replacement that will come in now and can be that Virgil replacement for when he does go, which I like the fact that we should be doing. You know, getting a player in that can come to the club and know in 2 or 3 years' time he goes, right, he's going to leave, you're going to be my main guy. And that player then knows what he's going to play to. You know, I'm going to be Virgil's replacement eventually. Play some games, maybe rotate a Virgil a few times. And then in 2 years' time, he knows he's going to be Virgil's replacement. I like that. And I hope the club are actually thinking of doing that, because you don't want to look for a Virgil replacement when Virgil leaves, because the whole of the world will know you're looking for a Virgil replacement. So it makes more sense. It makes more sense to do it now. Get that left-footed centre-back in. Also, we need another centre-back. I'm very happy with... I keep saying this. I'm very happy next season if we keep Konate, Kwanzaa and Virgil and then get another centre-back in. And there are 4 centre-backs going forward. Very happy with that. But, you know, Kwanzaa, I feel, will be like, okay, if I'm not first choice next season, it was my debut year, I'm a youth team player, I'm still learning the game. I'll happy be, you know, sitting on the bench, coming on, playing my part here and there and rotation. I just don't know about Ibu, because Ibu is a French international. You know, he could go to a lot of clubs in Europe and be a star, in my opinion. You know, he's a big name defender. So that's my only worry there. That's my only worry. I hope everyone in chat understands what I'm saying. We're not actually slagging off Konate. We're not putting Konate down. No. We're just saying, like, if Kwanzaa's that good, then Kwanzaa should be the first choice with Virgil. And then what do you do with Konate? That's the simple thing there. But Max, right as well. He's a generational talent, and it looks that way. You know, he's coming. He ball watches at times. I've said about this about Kwanzaa. He does ball watch at times. He makes mistakes. You know, he hasn't got the physical attributes of Konate, but I think he's got a better IQ, defensive IQ than Ibu at the moment. Yeah. I do. I think, you know, Angel says amazing talent. Unfortunately, Kwanzaa's mistake cost us goals at Man United, West Ham, and Tottenham. Yeah, but Angel, you can say also at the same time, like, if the strikers did their job, then mistakes wouldn't have mattered. I mean, you could put it
I
both.
mean,
You could put in that same game. So you can go, look, Darwin didn't do his job. Salah didn't do his job. Jota didn't do his job. Gakpo didn't do his job. Diaz didn't do his job. So yeah, I only remember the Man United game.
I only remember the Man United one, and he still had to score like a 35-yard screamer. Like seriously,
yeah, I don't remember the other two, but I do remember the Man United.
Like, there's not many players that would have hit that first time into the top corner.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, it was still a great strike. It weren't like him, made a mistake with him being.
And I'm pretty sure we equalised in that game, didn't we, Jamie?
I can't remember.
Didn't we equalise in that game as well?
Like they gave away the Man United game.
It was 2-2 at one stage. So Kwanzaa wasn't the reason why we lost the game. He wasn't actually the reason why we lost the game. Like, he wasn't.
No, strikers.
I'm not blaming him for us losing the game.
Guys, like, we didn't beat Man United this season. I mean, come on.
Yes. Like, I'm not blaming Kwanzaa for us
losing the game. And we couldn't beat United. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, Kwanzaa's made mistakes. Konate's made mistakes. Virgil's made a couple of mistakes this season. And he's the best centre back around.
I'm definitely blaming Virgil for us losing the Arsenal game. Him and Ali.
Yeah, Virgil made bad mistakes in the Arsenal game. Defensive errors. He's made a few errors this season, Virgil van Dijk, but he's still quality centre back, one of the best around. All defenders make mistakes, no doubt about it. All of them do, and Kwanzaa does as well. I don't think I've ever hid the fact that Kwanzaa don't make mistakes. I've even just said Kwanzaa won't even be my starting centre back next season. Neither would Konate. I'll be looking to get a brand new centre back in to partner Virgil. That'd be personally what I would do next season. And then Kwanzaa and Konate have to fight it out in rotation, personally. And that's my opinion.
Yeah, someone just wrote, if it wasn't for Kwanzaa, we conceded 3 or 4 goals against Spurs. Yeah, it looked like he was the only person defending in the last 15 minutes against Tottenham at the weekend.
Yeah, that game was mad. That game was mad. There's no doubt about it. Right, let's talk about let's talk about a certain other person, Luis Diaz.
You're saving the best to last.
Yeah, I'm going to talk about Luis Diaz now. Now, this is go. Do you know how dangerous Luis Diaz talk is, K-Man? It's extremely dangerous.
Yeah, it's dangerous.
Extremely dangerous. But I don't feel like I'm alone now. I was listening to Sam and Luke earlier on his channel as well, Luke on Sam's channel, and talking about Luis Diaz. So I'm not alone. And a lot of people are now thinking it as well. I didn't know this till today. I didn't know that Reece James has only played 8 Premier League games this season, has created more chances in the Premier League than Luis Diaz this season.
Wow.
Did anyone else know that? I only learned that today.
That's a stat.
That's mad.
Not to be proud of.
Mad. Do you know the geezer from Sheffield United? He's created more chances than Luis Diaz this season.
You know what? I actually think Kwanzaa has created more chances.
It's just...
Can someone actually check that in the chat? Because I think Kwanzaa's created more chances than Luis Diaz this season.
This is quite a mad.
As a centre back. 4
goals and no contributions against Tottenham, but performances are a bit better. But the output from this guy will never ever be near enough what we require. That's mad. 4 goals and he wasn't involved in any of them. What was Diaz doing in that game then?
I don't know.
I did think Diaz was really poor against.
Yeah, he was.
I thought Diaz was really poor against Spurs. This is what I will say with Luis Diaz. I've said this many times before. His work rate is extremely impressive. There is no doubt about that. He's probably got the best looking work rate out of our forwards. He never stops. He's up and down all game for 90 minutes. I'll give him his credit for that. His work rate is excellent. He takes players on and his dribbling is very good, right? It's all great. But then it's like he hits a wall. He takes players on. He's got great work rate, and then it looks like he hits a wall, and there's no end product. There's not enough of it for my liking, and he's not going to get better, guys. This Luis Diaz we're seeing now is Luis Diaz. He's 27.
His prime's
he's 27. He's in his prime now. He's not going to start producing like everyone wants him to. He's just not. And I feel like of all the forwards we got in our team right now, of all the this fan base is crazy. 2 years ago, he carried the team to a quad. Now he can't play. Bloody what? Who
quad?
carried us to a quad?
What
We didn't
quad?
win a quad. We won a domestic double.
And he
And
didn't assist or score.
You're on about Diaz, Cameron. Diaz came in January, so he played 4 months. And by the way, his stats when he came to Liverpool in 4 months were terrible. You look at his stats at Porto before he came; they were fantastic.
He's like 16 goals.
He's got 11 assists in 101 games for Liverpool. Stuart Downing territory. What we're talking about here is a winger. He's got Stuart Downing numbers as a winger for Liverpool Football Club. But no one wants to talk
Harvey
about
Elliott's got 8 this year. Harvey Elliott's got 8 assists in the Premier League this season.
I mean, what?
Harvey Elliott's not playing the position that Diaz is playing every single game.
I think Diaz is a good. I'm never going to say Diaz is not a good footballer because that'd be a lie. Diaz is a good footballer. He's just got not the output that I require. Now, that's me personally. Some guys in the chat might really rate and like his output, and that's absolutely fine. But as a forward player, I just don't feel like his output is enough. And that's just my opinion. You know, I want something different on the left-hand side. I've said this all season. I have no idea what Cody Gakpo had to do to play a few games at left wing instead of Luis Diaz. None at all. The only thing I can think of is that he hasn't got the defensive work rate that Luis Diaz has got. And that is my only... That is my only thing I can think of, that why Diaz Gakpo hasn't played. Because the last few games that Cody Gakpo has played, by the way, he's created more goal-scoring opportunities than Diaz the whole season. That ball that he played the other day against Tottenham, Diaz wouldn't have played that pass.
No, because he doesn't cross.
No.
He never crosses.
Puts the ball in the box.
That's really interesting as well when you talked about is that the only reason why he plays ahead of Gakpo is because he does more defensive work. I actually looked at the numbers and they're actually the same. Like, they track back the same, they win the same amount of duels, they tackle about the same. Cody Gakpo does as much defensive work as Diaz does. And just Cody Gakpo's got more output. I think Cody Gakpo is going to be great next year for Slot. He's also 24. Like, Diaz is 27.
Well, he just turned 25 yesterday, didn't he?
Oh, is he 25 now? Okay.
Yeah.
25.
Yeah, he turned 25 yesterday.
The only issue with Gakpo though is he's probably not going to get any sleep for a bit. He's just a baby.
No. So this season, Luis Diaz has played 35 Premier League games. Always fit.
Always plays.
He's literally played pretty much every Premier League game but one this season. You know, either starting or coming on the bench. But most of the time, starting. He's got 8 Premier League goals and 5 assists in 35 games. So for 35 Premier League games to Liverpool this season, he's got 8 goals and 5 assists. All right. Which ain't terrible. Which is not terrible at all. You know, it's good. It's okay. It's still not enough for me. Cody Gakpo has played 33 Premier League games, got 7 goals and 5 assists. So let's do this again. Luis Diaz has played 35 Premier League games, got 8 goals and 5 assists. Most of them are starting. Luis Diaz is hardly a substitute. Cody Gakpo this season, where's it gone? He has got, he's played 33 games in the Premier League. He's got 7 goals and 5 assists. and he's only started 11 games.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. He started
And he's
a
only
lot
started
less.
11 games. So goal to game, so GA to game ratio, Cody's is far better than Luis Diaz's. Also, Luis Diaz barely creates any goal scoring opportunities. He's very low on the goal scoring opportunity part. I've already told you already. Reece James, who's only played 8 Premier League games this season for Chelsea, has created more goal scoring opportunities this season than Luis Diaz. Cody Gakpo in his last 4 games has created more goal scoring opportunities this season alone than Luis Diaz. The player for Sheffield United, I can't remember his name, has created more goal scoring opportunities. So I know someone's talking about the opportunities weren't counted as assists. He don't create. That's the reason you can't remember how many it is, because he doesn't create any. He literally doesn't create anything. He literally, and all I keep hearing, that's sell Gakpo. Let's get rid of Gakpo. Gakpo's no good. Gakpo shit. His numbers are equal to Luis Diaz, who everyone loves. It's Cam Archer. Cam Archer for Sheffield United has created more. It's just, and everyone wanted Gakpo gone. I'm the one who's been sticking up for Cody Gakpo all season. Even argument came out about Cody Gakpo. I'm the one who's stuck up for Cody because he's actually done more than people realise. I think personally, Cody Gakpo keeps the ball better as well than Luis Diaz, because Luis Diaz wants to dribble past people. So if you want to dribble past people, you're going to lose the ball quite a bit. It's just, that's part of the game, right? When you're dribbling, you can't always dribble past someone, so you go lose the ball occasionally. So that's a bit hard to have a go at him about, because I know a lot of world-class footballers that are great dribblers that still can lose the ball. So their lost ball percentage might be a bit higher because it's the way they play. But Cody, for me, is better at keeping the ball in wider areas. We don't get attacked so much down the wide areas when Cody plays, because he defends it better in the forward areas, because he keeps the ball better. And he crosses the ball. Can't remember last time I saw Luis Diaz put a ball in the box.
Can I give you some more numbers on him as well, Gakpo, by the way? So we've obviously got the Premier League this year. So 33 matches, 15 started in the Premier League. I would say he's only finished, like played the whole 90 minutes in 4 games in the Premier League this year. The majority of them, when he starts, he comes off in like the 80th minute, and then the others he comes on in like the 70th, 80th minute. So it's a very varied, patchy play on the pitch. He's also played left wing, right wing, centre forward, and midfield, like all over the place consistently. Okay.
Yeah.
FA Cup. He's played 4 matches in the FA Cup, started 3. EFL, Carabao Cup, 6 matches, started 5 of them, scored 4 goals. Pretty much got us to the final, if I'm honest. Europa League, 8 matches, started 7, scored 4 goals. Are we seeing a common trend here? And the common trend is when Gakpo plays games, he normally gets a goal. And then you got the Euro qualification, which is, I think, the league, the Euro League bit. Sorry, no, this is this is for Holland. Played 5 matches, scored 3 goals. Like, Gakpo needs to play more for me. Like, and we can give him a better sample size.
Yeah.
The thing I noticed about Gakpo as well is he doesn't have a huge amount of shots. He's only had 59 shots this season, 22 on target, obviously 7 goals. Like, he needs to get in front of the goal more, if I'm honest. And the majority of his goals are all in the centre of the goal. which is where Salazar, by the way. Doesn't take a huge amount of long shots anymore. Do you remember that goal he scored against Tottenham? I know we got beat, but that was a corker from outside the box.
Yeah, I think Gakpo's a confidence player.
He needs to play
games.
Yeah.
But if I look at Cody here, so Cody's stats this season in all competitions, Cody Gakpo has got 15 goals and 6 assists this season. I don't think people realise it, that Cody Gakpo in all comps has got 15 goals this season, and he barely starts, and he barely plays in his natural position. Now, he's a left winger. He either plays number 9, right wing, the number 8 position, the left wing position, and
have you got transfer marked up, because you can see where he's played, how many games he's played on there?
He barely plays games, man.
He's only played in his natural position about 4 times, maybe 5 times this year, which is crazy.
He's played 12 games as left winger this season.
12 games.
He's played 25 games as a centre forward, 7 games as a right winger, and 7 games as a centre midfielder this season, Cody Gakpo. But he's got 15 goals in all competitions, which is more than Luis Diaz, who just plays in his natural position.
I mean, you can write off the right side and the centre mid completely. Like, that's 14 games wasted because he just can't play in those positions.
You get Cody playing more regularly in his natural position. In my opinion, he's going to score goals and create things.
Yeah,
more regularly than Luis Diaz does. The proof's there. We all watch it. We're watching the games. The proof is what we're watching, guys. Cody creates more for Liverpool than Luis Diaz does. It's just a fact.
It's crazy that he's not being played.
We can pretend he don't, but the facts are Cody does. And since he's joined Liverpool, he's created more when he plays, and when he's given a chance, he is going to create more for Liverpool than Luis Diaz does. Big up Tommy. I don't know if Tommy's new to the channel or anything, but I'm not switched up on Gakpo at all. I've been a Gakpo #1 fan since the beginning of the season. I keep on about Gakpo should be playing every week instead of Luis Diaz. In fact, I'm probably #1 Luis Diaz hater. If anything, I've been on about him playing, man.
I'm also the one that talked about Gakpo being a bagsman.
Yeah, he influences games.
Right.
He influences.
Put him in front of goal, he'll score.
I just feel he's just turned 25, and I think Luis Diaz is 27 or about to be 27. But who do you think, guys in the chat, who do you think can develop their game more in the coming seasons? Luis Diaz or Cody Gakpo? Just give me a name in the chat. Who do you feel like can improve their game next season and the season after? Cody Gakpo or Luis Diaz? Just put one name in the chat. That's what I'll be interested in. Scraps are both crap. Max says Cody. A lot of Gakpo chants already.
They're both crap.
I don't think Gakpo's crap. I just don't think he's given the chance to play. I really don't think Cody's given a chance to show what he can do. I'll say Cody's stats again. He's only played 12 games this season at left wing. He's a left winger. That's his natural position. He's only played there 12 times this season. He's played 25 games as a centre forward, and he's played 7 games as a right winger. And this is the big one, guys. Cody Gakpo this season has played 7 times as a central midfielder. 7 times as a central midfielder. But yet he's still got better goal-to-game ratio. He's probably got more GA. I think he's got more goals this season than Luis Diaz had, and he's got 1 more assist than Luis Diaz this season. Let's see how well Luis Diaz plays if he plays 7 games at central midfield.
Hasn't he got more goals than Darwin?
25 games up front.
Has he got more goals than Darwin?
Huh?
Has he got more goals than Darwin?
He's 2 behind Darwin.
Oh, okay.
Darwin's got
that's
17
nuts in itself.
Luis Diaz,
Darwin's the main striker.
I think Darwin's got 17 goals in all competitions.
Gakpo's on 15 in Darwin's the main
And this is what's
striker.
mad. This is what I try and keep telling people all the time.
That's bonkers.
I keep trying to tell people all the time. Darwin Nunez has got 18 goals. Darwin Nunez has got 18 goals and 13 assists this season. 8 assists in the Premier League and 11 goals, which is poor.
How many shots has Gakpo had in total? Can you see that?
No,
compared to Darwin's? Because
well, I know
Darwin's 900.
I know Darwin's had more shots than anyone else in England. I think only Ollie Watkins is behind him. I think.
Watkins, yeah.
But but this is what I keep trying to tell people: you give Gakpo the chance to play a few games in a row, and Cody Gakpo will create something. He'll either do an assist, he get a goal from nowhere. He'll have, he would do something more on the pitch that's more effective. I just don't get why he don't play. I really don't get why Cody don't play as much. Really don't. Our 3 best forwards are probably Cody, Jota, and Salah.
Yeah,
but they don't play. Even when they're fit. I don't get how Luis Diaz has played so many games this season over Cody Gakpo. I really don't. It makes no sense to me. Luis Diaz has played 46 games at left wing this season. 46.
Isn't he like our second highest player?
46 games. He's played 46 games at left wing this season. Guys, he's played 46 games at left wing this season. Cody Gakpo's played 12 and he has more goals and assists. What are we doing here? Why is this even a conversation? I don't even know why this is even a conversation. I really don't. Luis Diaz has had 46 games at left wing this season. Cody Gakpo has had 12, but Cody Gakpo's got more goals in all competitions and 1 more assist. And does Diaz? That's my answer to that. Does Diaz? Does Diaz? I'm just asking. Does Diaz? Does Diaz exist in any game?
Certainly did in the last game.
And it's because Diaz works our clock like that. Agreed. That is why Diaz plays more.
But the interesting thing is the numbers are still neck and neck for the working hard, for winning duels, for there's all well and good working hard, but if you're not winning tackles, you're not making duels, you're not
I'm just not a big.
I mean, you're not creating. I know that you don't create. Right?
I'm just not a massive fan of Luis Diaz. I don't know if people aren't getting that, but yeah, I'm I'm just not a massive Luis Diaz fan. He's just not my cup of tea, guys. That you guys might rate him in the chat. You might like the way Luis Diaz plays with no end product. And that's
have
cool.
you seen those stats there? Scraps. Big up Scraps. Even though you hate me, but big up Scraps.
Nicely got you. There we go. Premier League, Darwin, 85 shots, 45 on target, 11 goals, 12% conversion rate. Gakpo has 43 shots, 22 on target, 7 goals, 16% conversion rate. Jesus Christ. So if you're by these stats then, if Gakpo played more regularly than Darwin, he'd get more goals.
He's also just put the minutes in as well, just below. Right. Darwin's played more.
Gakpo, 1,488 minutes played. Darwin, 2,000. Wow. So
there you go.
What you're telling me, if by them numbers, if we go by numbers, if Gakpo played the same amount of minutes as Darwin this season, Cody would probably have more goals than Darwin. Is that what we're saying? Is that what we're saying?
Yeah. Even if he played as the main striker, which isn't his best position, by the way.
And people still want Luis Diaz to play left wing. But I can't.
Do you think if Gakpo played more, do you think Nunez might have more goals?
That is I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what. That might be a shout, you know.
That might be a shout.
Because the thing with Gakpo, he crosses the ball in the box.
Yep.
Apart from Robbo and Trent, who else does? Who else actually crosses the ball in the box apart from Robbo and Trent? And the occasional Harvey Elliott cross.
That's it.
So, yeah. Maybe if Cody Gakpo played more games, you know, Darwin Nunez might have a few more goals because he might have got aerial goals from headers.
Have you seen Mac LFC there?
What, mate, Diaz? But Diaz makes sexy dribbles into the corner flags. Yeah, I mean, this.
What I don't get is like he dribbles past players and then cuts inside. Like, what was the point in dribbling past them?
Yeah, what Cody does, see, Cody's more direct. So Cody just runs into the inside position straight away. So Cody's he's more direct. Where Luis Diaz, he runs down the wing towards the corner flag and then tries to come inside and then gets a wall of players in his way. Where he should just go more direct, in my opinion. That's what Cody does. You know, they're the only ones. Trent and Robbo and Cody Gakpo are the only ones who cross the ball into the box.
And Elliott when he plays.
And the occasional Harvey Elliott one when he gets into them positions.
That's it.
Apart from that, no one else really crosses the ball. So, and if you really think about it, Darwin would get more chances at goal from the left-hand side because Darwin hangs on that side of the pitch more than he does on the right side. So if Cody's cutting inside and putting them lovely floaty balls into the box like he's known for, Darwin might have a couple more goals this season just through aerial headers from getting his head on the ball. He does. Yeah. He's not too bad in the air, Darwin. He can get his head on the ball. You know, he might have got a few more goals, but for some reason we just didn't go down that route this season. I don't know why. I really don't. Yeah, exactly, honestly. And this is what I'm saying. I'm actually sticking up for Darwin here. And this is what I'm trying to say, guys. You know,
I was giving Darwin a lifeline as well then.
Yeah, you got Salah's game is not to cross the ball. We know that. So we're cool with that. That's not Salah's game. He's more of a striker playing on that side of the pitch. But this is my other problem with Trent inverting. Because when Trent inverts, he can't cross the ball. Because he's in the middle of the pitch. But like against Tottenham, when Trent was a normal right back going up and down in that first half, I think he crossed the ball a couple of times. It's like, because it's more, we actually make our striker, I'm going to say this now, I'm going to stop myself here. We make our strikers suffer because we don't play right. Now I'm thinking about it, we don't play correctly. We make them, if you look at all the chances we have, they have to create their own chances to score the goal. A lot of the time. Or Mo has to play ridiculous passes on the floor. You know, no one really puts the ball in the box enough.
No, not anymore.
No one really puts the ball in the box enough. And, you know, Darwin's 6'2", ain't he? 6'1". He can get in the air.
Him and Gakpo was 6'4", mate.
Yeah, they get in the air, get their heads onto balls and stuff like that. Was it Trent's cross that Gakpo scored from? Can't remember.
Yeah.
Or was it Robbo's? I can't remember now.
No, it was. I'm pretty sure it was Trent's.
Elliott. I can't remember who it was now, but or was it Luis Diaz? He might have actually crossed the ball. Jesus.
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. It was from the right-hand side.
Yeah,
I think it was Trent.
And because Gakpo and for me as well, Gakpo's a little bit more versatile. So Gakpo can play through the middle a little bit more and interchange. And Darwin can play on the left more. So you can have that interchange where Darwin goes wide, Gakpo goes through the middle for a little bit, and then they change again. Gakpo goes wide, Darwin goes through the middle a little bit. And same with Jota. You can play Jota as a 9, Gakpo as a left winger, and then they can interchange. With Luis Diaz and Gakpo, it don't work as well. Yeah. Now I'm
Harvey
thinking
Elliott's
about
cross,
it.
by the way, mate. Harvey Elliott's cross.
Oh, Harvey Elliott, yeah, go. That's what I'm saying. Harvey puts the ball in the box when he gets a chance. Gakpo puts the ball in the box when he gets a chance. Trent will and Robbo will. But we don't use Trent correctly no more because we invert him and he has to do passes from the middle of the pitch. So there's no one crossing on the right-hand side. And if Luis Diaz is playing left wing, he ain't crossing a ball. So you're relying on Robbo to just cross the ball. That's madness if you think about it. Absolutely, that's just.
It's not just the fact that like we've got players that can head the ball. You've also got the fact that the ball can rebound somewhere. You know, it can then get put back into possession to us again in a dangerous position in the box, outside the box, winning the second ball. You know.
Yeah, Jota is great, yeah. And we don't do it enough.
He is.
You laugh what Scraps just said, is that
Yeah, I know. That's why I started laughing. I was like talking and then I just stopped and started laughing.
Scraps says
Scraps winds me up, man.
He says it with love. He says it with love.
He hates it when I get things wrong. I could have sworn Ibu got sent off last season. Like, could have sworn he had.
Arne Slot, the other person we got to mention today in the debate. So it looks like now that deal looks like it's going to be happening pretty soon. I heard a rumor today they might announce it before the Wolves game, if possible. I think he had a final played on the weekend or yesterday or something like that, didn't they?
Yeah, they won
5-0. I watched that game.
Battered them.
Their fluidness up top is really exciting, actually. The way they move the ball quickly and the way they get into wide areas and what their wingers are meant to do and the way they cut, it's nice to watch. I ain't gonna lie. It is really, really nice to watch. But at the end of it, it did look like even the Feyenoord fans were saying goodbye. It looked like they were saying goodbye, and I think one of the reporters. I don't know why there's who's that English reporter who's just in Holland at the moment, in the Netherlands at the moment, is just talking to Arne Slot in every press conference. I can't remember his name
now.
But he's just there and he's asking questions every bloody press conference, and Arne's just like, "Yeah, I can't." And he pretty much went. And I think he said like that looked like a goodbye, and he went, "Yeah, you could pretty much say that." He's like, "Oh, look, I'm not being that funny. Arne couldn't make it more obvious if he tried that he want. I'm telling you, Arne would be shit at poker. Arne would be shit at poker. He's so obvious that he's going to be Liverpool manager. You know, they just got to do the the cross the eye. What is it? Dot the I's, cross the T's now, and that's all. But it looks like that's going to be tied up pretty soon. And your feelings of Arne Slot, K-Mac, and the future Liverpool Football Club? Because I've had this thinking as well. I thought about it today when I was thinking about doing this program. I'm sitting there in my room thinking it over in my head. If Liverpool keep Virgil, they keep Trent, they keep Salah, give them new deals or whatever, and they just keep them next season in a way. And you've got Gravenberch is more embedded into the club now. He's had 12 months. Bozai's embedded. He's had 12 months. McAllister, they're only going to get better than 3, especially. You've got the emergence of Conor Bradley. You've got the emergence of Gerald Kwanzaa. You've got Alisson still in goal. You've got Trent still at the club as well. You've got Robbo. You got the forwards. We're probably going to get a new forward. We're probably going to get a midfielder. We're probably going to get a centre back. Should our expectations next season still be the same as they were this season? A title challenge?
I think so. But I do think we overachieved this year.
Oh, yeah, we did. Yeah,
we all have to kind of realise that. But it got to a stage where, okay, yeah, we were overachieving, but then expectations changed, and yeah, we lost the league because we got beat at home by Crystal Palace, and we got beat away by Everton. We'd be top of the league if we hadn't have threw those 2 games away. You know, the thing which excites me the most is change. Like, I feel like when we change from the 4-3-3 system to the inverted, I feel like that was done because we didn't have a midfield, but then we got a midfield and we still kept playing that way. And it's not helped us, like not helped us at all. It's not helped the players. I feel having a new manager, new ideas is really going to help people. I also feel that I also feel that the whole way of dealing with the media and the referees and the officials is going to be different. You have to be honest, like whether you like it or not, our manager has not helped us with officiating this year because he is a hated man. Like, because he goes after the refs, and Arnie's not like that. Arnie doesn't talk about referees, he doesn't talk about decisions. This is something that I've noticed that he doesn't do because he can't affect it, so there's no point talking about it. I also feel that going into a game, winning the game before you've won it and even played on the pitch is something that we need to get back to doing because we had a mentality of doing that. And now we've got a mentality of going into a game expecting to concede and to go behind and having to fight back. That's something that's going to change. And also just playing players in the right bloody position, please. Like the last 2 seasons of Brendan Rodgers was just so infuriating because he's just playing players all over the place. And we've kind of started doing that this season. Like just pick players who are strong in their positions and play them there. Like, and that's something which I can't wait to see. I can't wait to see Mac playing as a bloody number 8, not as a DM.
Yeah.
You know.
Look, when I look at everything, I just feel like Liverpool are a top 4 club with the squad we got, in my opinion. There's no doubt about that. We're a top 4 team. You know, look at all the teams. The squad Liverpool got, they should be Champions League. You know, last year when we finished 5th, everyone was down and depressed because the team we got should have still finished in the top 4 comfortably. There's no doubt about that. So we've got a top 4 side. So Champions League should be a must next season with Slot anyway. I'm just sitting there thinking like, unless he's god awful and somehow makes his team underperform, there's no reason why Liverpool shouldn't do what they've pretty much done this season next year as well under Arne Slot. You know, unless he comes in, he's just god awful and he's crap like a lot of people think. I mean, the Ten Hag comparisons are laughable. He's nothing like Ten Hag, like nothing. You know, the football he plays, the way he talks about football, the way he thinks about football, the way he studies the game is nothing like Ten Hag at all. It's completely different to Ten Hag. The only reason there's comparisons to Ten Hag is because they're both bald and they're both Dutch, and that's it.
Yep.
And they're both coming from the Dutch league when they had a lot of hype behind them. That and people just put 2 and 2 together and get 5 constantly. They're nothing like each other. You know, you've only got to go and listen to the Dutch experts who tell you. Go and listen to all the Dutch media and Dutch experts. They will tell you they're nothing alike. You know, it's just, they're completely different. They're completely different animals. They're completely different managers. They look at football completely differently. They treat football completely differently. It's just that they're both bald and Dutch, and everyone's comparing them. If anything, Arne Slot, when he talks to his press conferences, 1, speaks better English than Ten Hag.
Yeah.
And 2, he's engaging. He's engaging. When I'm sitting there listening to his press conference at that moment, I'm actually engaged in what he's selling me.
Yeah.
You know, he can sell me anything at this moment in time because the way he speaks and his mannerisms make me listen. Yeah. Even when Ten Hag was at Ajax, he sounded boring and dull. You know, he sounded boring and dull constantly. But yeah, it's just, the comparisons between two need to stop. They're completely different people. But He
I feel
shouldn't.
like I feel like we need to just stop comparing people to comparing people, just in general. Like it's quite
Yeah,
annoying.
exactly. Everyone's different,
Like
man.
everyone compared like Nunez to Haaland now, like like Virgil van Dijk to who's the Arsenal guy? Like Saliba. Like just stop it. Like it's just pointless. Like they're just different people. Like they play different football as well. Some of them. Like
No, I agree.
yeah.
It's just, yeah. Ten Hag's got the authority of retired traffic warden. It's going to be interesting because we're going the European model, ain't we? We're doing the European model now, where your manager's your head coach, and the people behind the scenes take care of contracts and transfers, and that's how it's done in Europe, in Spain and stuff like that. And that's the model that Liverpool are going down. It's the model I've always wanted to go down. I don't think managers should be in charge of transfers. I've always said that. I don't think managers have got the best eye for talent either, because managers are not able to scout and process everyone around the world and in Europe while they're trying to take care of training and coaching, which is their main objectives. For me, a manager's main objective should be training and coaching. That's their main objectives, not, coaching players to be better than they are, coaching a formation and the system, and looking after the players. Yeah, that's their main objective, not worrying about transfers and contracts. They shouldn't be worried about that sort of stuff. They should be sleeping easy at night, not having to worry about Salah's contract and I need this player coming in, that player coming in, and that player sold. Leave that to other people to deal with, and you concentrate on the stuff you should be concentrating on. And
It's
that's
not
the way I want it to go.
It's not just that. It's the fact that you're constantly hearing stuff the club's been doing, like tapping up players and meeting them and doing all kinds of extra curriculum activity, which it's not your job to do.
I mean, the Virgil deal's the biggest thing on all that.
Yeah, taking them to Blackpool Tower on the Big Dipper. Like what?
I mean, Virgil should have only.
The reason why we paid 20 million quid more, by the
yeah,
way. That
we
was
paid. Virgil should have been 55 million. That was the agreed price of Virgil van Dijk was 55 million. But then they found out everything we were doing behind the scenes. They said, "No, this ain't on. You've gone too far over the top." Now, everyone taps up. I'm not worried about tapping up, because I think all managers give players a phone call and stuff like that. But you got to make sure you don't go too far with it, and unsettle the player. You know what I'm saying? That's what you can't do. But I just
say now that if we hadn't done that, he might have gone to Man City. So
yeah, exactly. That's why
really.
Klopp made the phone call. He's like, Virg, we want you. Do you want to come to us? I need some reassurances. After that, it should have been finished. No meetings and all that sort of stuff. It should have just been, and then you go and make the deal. But we just went a bit too far. Liverpool admitted that, apologised, and then sort of waited till January and went, look, we still want him. Can we pay you 20 million on top? And as a sorry, and paid over the price for him at the time, which now
was worth it.
It don't matter. It doesn't matter, does it? But yeah. All clubs are sly. All clubs. Look what Real Madrid do. Real Madrid are the worst for it, man. It's just it's the way of business. Unfortunately, it is the way of business in modern football. But the head coach situation came out like the European clubs, although they're not called head coaches. Like I don't think Ancelotti's called a head coach; he's called a manager. But people behind the scenes and the president and all that, we know at Real Madrid they're in charge of sorting contracts out, getting players transferred and stuff like that. And Carlo Ancelotti's just there to look after the team and coach and manage the team. Do you think it's the right way to go, this European way now under Liverpool? It's different. It's not really happened in English football. Most of the time in English football, the manager's the manager and they control everything. So it's going to be a big change. But do you think it's the right change?
Yeah, I think it's the right change. I think it's what's needed. I think we need to kind of get into the 21st century. Like the way it's been ran in the past is pretty horrendous. Like we're in a situation now where we've got 3 of our best players all got contracts expiring at the same time. That's because we haven't had the right people managing the players properly, as in their contracts. They should have all been done staggered. It would have been done staggered if it was under Edwards, if he'd stayed. Like I said, get the adults back in the room now. The holiday camp's over. Things need to be done the right way now, and the manager needs to just concentrate on the team. It just makes sense. I just see us flourishing more because of that, not having to worry about all the other things in the background.
If you look at the Arsenal situation, so I know Arsenal fans really like Edu, don't they? They really like Edu because Edu, he goes does a lot of the business and lets Arteta get on with. Arteta's allowed to get on with the coaching and training and looking after the team. And then Edu does all the behind the scenes work and gets the players in and all that. Now, where people are going a bit wrong maybe is that I think like saying that Arne Slot won't ever be able to pick a player. It's not quite like that. He'll have a profile. So he'll tell Richard Hughes and the team the profile player that he really rates and how he wants a player to play and their personality and stuff like that. And then they'll put it in their data search and will look for them kind of players that suit what Arne Slot like. It won't be like the old days when Klopp used to go, right, I really like Mane, can we go and get him? Them days will be gone. But they ain't going to go and get a player that Arne Slot can't play with. You know what I mean? That's not going to be what I think that's what a lot of people think are, Richard Hughes and the team are just go and get a player in that ain't going to fit Arne Slot on what he wants to do. That's not the case. Arne Slot will have a profile player that he wants, that he will talk to him about, and they will look for that profile player and get that right profile player for him. He won't be a
and
name.
He'll give him like a list of like three, like these are the three people that do that job. Which one do you want?
And then he's out of the picture and he can concentrate on the team. It's like Edu at Arsenal. That's what he's done. And then they can concentrate on the team, and he hasn't got to worry about managers, like player searches, contracts. He can be like, talk to Richard Hughes and all that and go, right, so-and-so's coming out their contract soon. What's happening? They'll go, don't worry about it. We're sorting it. You concentrate on the team. They go, cool, wicked. I can just concentrate on that and things like that and go from there. Big up Jane says Ten Hag looks like Ming the Merciless one for the kids. He does a little bit. Honestly says Boslow on his debut season, perhaps I set the bar too high because I think there were certain matches where I couldn't bring best out of myself. Yeah, I saw him say that earlier. Big up honesty. As far as next season's go, I think it'd be better and more suited to the way we go play.
He's done an interview, hasn't he? And he said that he set his expectations too high on what he was going to deliver in his first season, and he burned himself out.
Yeah,
he said it he did too much. Like he tried too hard. I felt like he burned himself out, if I'm honest.
Like, yeah,
it's unfortunate.
Yeah, it is. Next season will be better, but I just and I've been reading stuff today about Arne Slot talking about he thinks diet is extremely important to a player's injuries and stuff like that. Like different stuff I've been hearing that he's going to bring, and he's going to bring like this medical person with him who has been with him the whole time that keeps players fit. I can't remember what he's. It's a special. It's a name I didn't recognise, but yeah, and because apparently Arne Slot's teams are 91% fit most of the time.
Yeah, it was a big criteria point for the committee.
Yeah,
to get a manager that's got a good record with players and injuries. Yeah,
he's going to try something new. It's going to be a different Liverpool next year, guys. It's all going to change. Arne Slot's going to be the head coach. We've got Richard Hughes and Michael Edwards controlling things behind the scenes. We're going to have a new medical department. We're going to have new, probably head coaches, assistant coaches. It's going to be a whole change. And, but with the squad the way it is, especially if them three sign new deals or stay next season, no matter what, and we get a few players in to fill a few holes where needed and get a DM in, a new centre-back in, a new forward in, we get them 3 or 4 players with the squad that we got, we shouldn't be finishing below top 4, nowhere near. And if we do, then that's the blame on Arne Slot because he's the manager now. But in my opinion, we should still be a top 4 football club next season. It's a new era, man.
Yeah, we'll be
A
top
new era.
4.
And let's see how it goes, man. I'm excited about the change. I mean, it's an exciting time. Sometimes I'm excited about the unknown, if that makes sense. I'm excited about the unknown, but Klopp's last games are coming, which is obviously going to be a sad time, but then we move on to a new future, guys. Simple as that. That I believe is everything, because we covered the Darwin bit with the
we did
chat as well. So that's everything for the brand new show. Big up for everyone. Thank you very much for everyone joining me and K-Mac this afternoon. Next Tuesday, this will be an 8 o'clock show. So 8 p.m. every Tuesday will be the top 5 show going forward, where we take 5 subjects to talk about about Liverpool Football Club and debate them with you guys in the chat. So, guys, thank you very much for joining me. I know it's the Champions League is about to kick off as well, so we're going to go and watch that. Enjoy the rest of your Tuesday, guys. Appreciate it. Thank you very much. See you later. Bye-bye.